right, y'all. So we all have heard of passengers attempting to sneak certain things onto cruise ships. How many of you tried to sneak additional alcohol? I mean, them drink packages are extra expensive for no good reason. I wouldn't blame you if you did, as long as you're drinking responsibly. Hair dryers and steamers oftentimes get confiscated. They just don't make it past the security checkpoints. How would you feel if I told you that one elderly American woman was able to slide past Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Sea security with a loaded .380 pistol? And this has many Royal Caribbean future cruisers concerned about the security or lack thereof on Royal Caribbean. We're about to get into all the details. If any of you are new here, consider dropping a like and a sub. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and let's get on over into this video. Let's start with the headline, and I can't help but chuckle. It's not a funny situation. I'm sure the family is going through it, but the headline reads, "Exclusive, pistol packing granny busted on Royal Caribbean trip with 12-year-old adopted son ends up in a Bahamas prison that's not fit for humanity." Now, apparently, the elderly 69-year-old Oklahoma resident, Mary Robinson, simply forgot that the loaded .380 was in her purse. As it says here, lawyers for Mary Robinson say she simply forgot the .380 pistol was in her purse when she boarded the Liberty of the Seas. And from what we've learned, this is not the first time that passengers attempted to board a ship with a loaded gun. In March of 2025, a passenger in Aruba was arrested after a loaded firearm was discovered, leading to the involvement of ATF. And in January 2024, a security company faced probation after a passenger boarded a ship with a loaded 9mm pistol. Mary Robinson's loaded .380 went unnoticed by Fort Lauderdale security, but it was detected in Nassau when Robinson got back on board the ship after taking her adopted 12-year-old son sightseeing. Let me ask you, how many of you have taken cruises that stopped at Nassau? And my second follow-up question is, how many of you would have preferred or felt safer sightseeing through Nassau with a loaded pistol? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to know how you feel about Nassau. The fact remains, bringing a loaded firearm onto a cruise ship is risky for every passenger on the ship. And it's imperative that every single gun owner, legal or not, remain responsible and know what's prohibited on cruise ships. And before we continue to provide you with the details of this story, who would you deem responsible? 69-year-old Mary Robinson, who brought the loaded firearm onto the ship? Or would you deem Royal Caribbean security responsible for allowing this firearm to go unnoticed through the security checkpoint? Now, Bahamian laws, they're extremely strict. Civilians, they can't even possess firearms. And bringing one in requires a special license, strict declaration with customs upon boat entry, and it needs to be kept in a locked vessel. And penalties for violations are severe and can include up to 10 years in jail with hefty fines. And those type of penalties is exactly what a Bahamian judge handed down to elderly 69-year-old American woman Mary Robinson. It says here, a Bahamian judge gave her the option of an $8,000 fine, but when the weeping retiree couldn't pay on the spot, she was sentenced last Thursday to a default 2-year jail term. Now, your thoughts on this story might change just slightly, as Mary Robinson has a touch of dementia. So the idea of her forgetting to remove the loaded firearm from her purse upon boarding Liberty of the Seas makes a bit more sense. But it also increases safety concerns for future passengers aboard Royal Caribbean cruise lines if they are not only allowed a passenger to slide through security checkpoints with a loaded firearm, but this same passenger had a loaded firearm and wasn't in the correct state of mind. It's like a double whammy against Royal Caribbean security. Although Mary Robinson's lawyers claim that she has a touch of dementia, the Bahamian judge was not hearing any of it. And after getting caught with a loaded firearm in the Bahamas, Mary Robinson did indeed receive her 2-year jail sentence. And a foreign jail cell is no place for an elderly American woman. It says, but for now, the silver-haired widow who has a touch of dementia will remain behind bars in the rat and maggot-infested lockup, which has featured on hit Netflix show Inside the World's Toughest Prisons. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have seen this show, but it's where they give viewers an inside look on the toughest prisons in foreign countries. And it just so happens that Bahamas has one of them. After the Bahamian judge made their ruling, the Robinson family acted swiftly and they started a GoFundMe. It says here, Robinson's family from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, have launched a GoFundMe appeal to raise cash for her release from the notorious Fox Hill Correctional Center. I have a link to that GoFundMe page in the description below in case any of you guys would like to contribute. In a statement made on the GoFundMe page from Robinson's family, they say, "Hello everyone, my grandmother, Mary Robinson, is in need of major help. She needs a miracle to happen for her. She went on a cruise for her adopted son Johnny's 12th birthday. She is 69 years old and on her trip she usually brings some kind of protection, but usually leaves it in the car since you aren't allowed to bring it onto a ship." They go on to say, well, accidentally, she didn't leave it and it was found in her bag when they checked at the Bahamas and she was arrested. She has a court date for tomorrow, but if she is fined and released, I have to come up with $10,000 to pay her fine or she will go to Bahamas prison. They go on to wrap this statement up saying, "So I'm asking any and everyone to help out if they can. I know the holidays are so close, but if anyone can help, we would appreciate it so much." And at the point of making this video, that GoFundMe page has already raised up to $12,255 from your contributions. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this story. Were the penalties too strict for elderly American woman Mary Robinson? Sound off. Share your thoughts in the comment section. If any of you guys are new here, consider dropping a like and a sub on your way out. Leave any thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video.